Hi everyone, I'm Vivienne Edgecombe
And I'm Anne Curtis.
and we would like to welcome you to The Secret of Unconditional Happiness. Anne and I have been talking quite a bit lately, and we really have been seeing a lot how people pin their happiness on things outside of them and external circumstances, and essentially they put conditions on their happiness. And both Anne and I have realized finally in our lives that that's not how it works. That's not, we don't have to wait for happiness.
What happened for me was that I originally trained as a doctor and then as a psychotherapist, and then went on and on and on trying to find ways to help people to be happy, basically, to be physically and emotionally happy. And I spent over 30 years searching for ways to do that, because whatever I did seemed to work well for some people, but didn't get really the results I was looking for, not in my own life and not for a lot of the people that I was working with. And so eventually I actually retired from my practices because I was so disappointed and so run down and so burned out. I had learned methods where you could, with NLP and DFT and hypnotherapy and so on, where you could use techniques to be happy. But that was such hard work. I was exhausted doing it. And it was only much later on that I came across the understanding that we're going to be talking to you about. And when I did come across this understanding, the first thing that I noticed was that the people who had the understanding were so different from the other therapists I'd worked with, the other doctors I'd worked with, who were all struggling to be happy, who didn't have happy relationships and so on. And these people had really happy relationships and were enjoying life and finding happiness whatever their circumstances were. Even people with diagnosis of cancer or no money or struggling with whatever that was going on in their life, they were really happy. And I found in my own life that it just came naturally. As soon as I didn't have to do anything, I didn't have to use any techniques. As soon as I understood how our experience really works and where our happiness really comes from, I didn't have to make any effort at all. And whatever my circumstances are now, I'm not always jumping for joy. I can get angry and be happy being angry, or I can be sad and be happy being sad. Or it doesn't mean I don't have other emotions. I have other emotions, but
Yeah, and I love what you've said and about don't have other emotions, but you know where they're coming from. And that's really, I guess, fundamentally what I saw as well. I guess my big insight or turning point was around being happy without children, because I had wanted children and it turned out that I wasn't going to have children. And I really thought that that meant that I would have to be sad to some degree or another for the rest of my life. You know, in terms of what we're talking about here, I was very much pinning my happiness on the condition of having children or not. And then through learning about this understanding that we're talking about, this inside out nature of life, I realized that children weren't what determined my happiness or unhappiness in life, and that happiness is available to me at any time because it's natural, it's innate to me. There's nothing outside that I have to have or do or be in order to experience happiness. It's very freeing and turn things around for me very, very quickly. And as you said, and very naturally, I didn't have to do anything. I just saw the misunderstanding that I'd been under, and things just changed. So it very quickly also became apparent that that applied to all areas of my life, not just about having children or not, but it's like a ripple effect into my relationships and my work life, and you know, my experience of stress or anxiety or anything like that. All those things that anywhere where I was thinking, oh, I'll be okay once this happens, or I can't be okay if this doesn't happen. All of those things don't make sense anymore once you understand where that experience is coming from.
The biggest thing for me was that I had to have a happy relationship. I had to be in a happy relationship. And it seemed to me that I was failing all the time and that I couldn't really be happy, even though I was actually very happy a lot of the time, both in the relationships and when I wasn't in the relationship. But some part of me was thinking, no, that's not right. You can't really be happy until you are in the relationship.
We'll lead. But that's so what we do, Anne, isn't it? And that's something I would love for people to take away from this short video is if you've got something that you think I'll be happy when, or I can't be happy until, just take a look around you at all the moments that you're already happy. You know, that it's already there. You're already happy when you're not so focused on what you think you need to be happy. That was something that I really saw all that time that I spent upset about being childless. I was not seeing all the moments when actually I was really already happy.
What else is coming to my mind now, though, is that it's not the understanding that we're talking about is not about trying to change your thoughts about that and seeing, oh yeah, it's nothing to do with making yourself think differently. And we'll be going into that in more detail, but because it's not about the effort of having to think this way. And in fact, when you think about it, once you've had a thought, you can't change it anyway.
That horse has bolted.
Exactly. You can't change it. But once we have the understanding of being innately happy and we don't have to change anything, everything automatically falls into place.
So that's exactly what we're going to be sharing with you in this group. We will be adding more resources and videos and things and telling you about events and things that are coming up. So welcome. Thanks for joining us. We'd love to hear from you. Post comments in the comments below. Let us know if you've got any I'll be happy wins that you might not have noticed until now. And we'll sign off here and say see you soon. Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.